This program is brought to you by newscliptv.com. Make your own news. Register online and become a Newsclip TV reporter. Newsclip TV, your community news website.
Jeanette. Oh, that's very nice. Now, you see what Jeanette has just done? She has shook my hand, but she has become the dominant person by putting her hand over mine.
Oh, already?
Aha, you see? So you're not dominating, but you like to be in control of a situation, so that's why you shake hands this way.
I see.
Interesting, huh? You are. How about you? Can I shake your hand?
Nice to meet you.
He has a very soft handshake, so he doesn't mind being dominated by this person.
Welcome to Persistence Pays TV. I'm your host, Lori Rowdnask. One of the ways that I always have grown my business is by networking, by connecting with people. I love to go to events and meet someone new. A lot of people don't, and a lot of people have different ways of networking, but today you're going to learn something really, really important, and that is effective ways to network and to connect with people. In the studio today, I have Donna Messer, and she is a Canadian best-selling author of Effective Networking Strategies. And Donna, thanks so much for being here today.
Thank you. I didn't have any difficulty traveling from Oakville to here. I got here. Your directions were fabulous.
Perfect. Yeah. That's great. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
So Donna, tell me a little bit about yourself. I know you've had a couple of different businesses and to kind of bring us up to speed to where you are and why you're doing what you're doing. So if you can give me just a little bit of a background.
Okay, I'll talk fast, but I'll tell you, I started life as a banker, and I went from banking to law, and from law to having children. I had two. A boy and a girl, and when my kids were in school, I decided I would go back to work, and it wasn't easy because when you've been out of work for a few years, you've kind of lost track of things, and your network dies. So I decided that maybe I would have to create my own job. So I became an entrepreneur. And the definition of an entrepreneur, from my perspective, is you can't find a job, so you create one.
Perfect.
So I started a company called Orange Crate, Herbs and Spices and Potpourri. And I was Canada's first spice girl. I invented the blend of spices that goes into sour cream. So it's a claim to fame, and I was in the right place at the right time, and I went from nothing to $1 million in just over a year. Wow. Stayed there for 10 years, sold the company, and then decided, what am I going to do next? So a friend of mine said, there's a job that's perfect for you. You should apply. It was for the Director of Agriculture for the state of Illinois. I don't know anything about American government. And they, oh, no, you can do it. So I applied, took all of the stuff that I had done in the past, and I'm a writer. I've always been a writer, so I document what I do, and they hired me. So for 7 or 8 years, I was the Director of Agriculture for the state of Illinois in Canada, Iceland, and Greenland.
Wow.
During that time, I made a lot of really good connections, and I recognized that networking was probably the single most effective way for me to do this. And people started to hear about my track record, and they would come to me and they would say, can you connect us? Well, I kept hearing this word, connect us, and I thought, wait a minute, why don't I coin that phrase? Why don't I get a website with ConnectUs on it? Why don't I do all of the things that I tell other people to do, and I utilized ConnectUs. So in 1993, I registered it, I got a website, and if you know about television, anything, I was beginning. Nobody had anything. It was not a good site, but it was there.
Yeah.
And I decided that I would leave the government and I would start ConnectUs, and I've never looked back.
Great. So tell us what ConnectUs is.
ConnectUs is, it's a matchmaker. It's a business connection. It's, hey, Lori, what are you doing? Well, I'm doing television shows. Oh, tell me about who you interview. What do you need? Well, I do. Lori, here's someone I know.
Yeah.
So it's giving people you know that will make the other person happy to know them.
Right.
It is not giving you someone who's going to sell you product or service. It is it's making a connection where both sides win. I say it's taking a network into a we rather than a me.
Right, because a lot of times when you are in a networking situation, it's all about what you want to give or sell the other person. And a lot of times people go into networking, into a function with what's in it for them?
Absolutely. They all do it. It's just human nature. They go to a networking event, they got their business cards, they look the person in the eye, they shake their hand, they follow all the rules and regulations, and they hand them the business card. Now, if they're going to follow up, they follow up and they say exactly what they're told. We met you at, and I sell windows. Now, what happens is Bob, the window seller, hasn't found out if the people he's sending this information to have a house. So why would they even want to know about his windows? So I teach them to take all of the right stuff and say, okay, that's really good, but what do you know about the person whose card you've got? And I say that there's a systematic process that they have to go through. So for instance, if I had your business card, then what I would do is I would go on your website. I would check out your website and I would find something that you and I have in common, so that if I'm going to reconnect with you, I'm going to give you a gift of someone or something that will make you want to know me. That's what networking is.
That's great.
Today, you have an opportunity. Take that opportunity, and let's say that I want to know more about this studio. You've given me Mo's address. You've given me every bit of information. I want to find out more about Mo. So I'm going to go on his website. I'm going to check everything out, and I'm going to reconnect with him saying, if it weren't for Lori, this would not have happened.
Right.
Okay? So now I'm going to check it out. That's my opportunity. Now I want to contact him again, so I am going to say to him when I leave, I would like to reconnect with you. How best should I connect with you? He says, well, send me an email. He gets a lot of emails, so I'm going to ask him, what should I put in the subject line to make sure that you know I'm not spamming you?
Right.
So he said, well, put Lori's name on it. Okay, so I put, met you with Lori. Okay, so that's fine. So there's my opportunity, contact, explore. I need to explore as much as I can about him, so that when I actually start working and building a relationship with him, I'm giving him things that are valuable to him, that is not me selling a product or service. I'm building a relationship that says, this woman is real, she is not phony, she walks her talk, she's the person she says she is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna find out what she's all about. So, opportunity, contact, explore, strategy. Strategy. How can I come up with a strategy that says, if you and I start looking at how something can work, maybe both of us are going to have measurable results. So my strategy has to be at least in a written form, so I can show it to him. He can say yes or no. It might or may not work. So strategy. Okay, now negotiate. Okay, we are lousy. Canadians are the world's worst negotiators. You know, are you going to get paid for this? Oh, well, I haven't really talked about it, but I think they're going to. No, you put your cards on the table and you say, look, if I do this, will you do that? So there's no guess.
There's no guesswork.
It's there. So we both know what we're coming from. So we go opportunity, contact, explore, strategize, negotiate, solution. And that solution should be measurable for both of us.
So for the new business owner, the small business owner, someone who's never been to an event before, that might be thinking, well, where do I go? How do I know what to say? How do I connect with people?
Well, there's a strategy, and the strategy is, where are you going? Well, I'm going to go to a chamber meeting. Okay, find out what they wear. Are they suits? Are they jeans?
Yeah.
Find out the kinds of people that are there. There's probably a directory. Take a look at the directory. Find out if you have an opportunity to do 1 minute on the mic. Find out so that when you go, you don't look like an idiot.
Right, and you know what? You can go to these. Usually, you can go to your first one as a guest.
Yeah.
One or two meetings. See if there's a fit for you.
Absolutely.
See what their mandates are,
Yep.
and if it's going to work.
Then the next tip is, who do you know that's going to be there?
Right.
Because if you have someone who is a chamber member, ask them if they can be your kind of lead, because they can break the ice and make the introductions. Now, you might also want to look at service clubs, because service clubs have a great deal to offer. So you might want to look at Lions Club, you might want to look at Rotarians, you might want to look at Civitans, you might want to look at all of those and think, okay, how can I build a relationship with business for one of those kinds of organizations? And you can,
right.
Because oftentimes small businesses are looking to get their feet wet, and if they work with a charity or a not-for-profit, they can give as well as get.
And if you already go to networking events, it's so important. If you see someone standing over by a wall, go up and introduce yourself.
Absolutely.
Because it could be their first event. They may never have been there before, and they're a little bit shy to come up and talk to someone. That happened this morning. I was at a breakfast meeting. I met 2 people who had never been there before, and I asked them to come and join me at my table.
And they
so
loved
again, and you know, again, it's how can you help other people so that they're feeling more comfortable, because they may never have been there before.
Laurie, the minute you do that, they automatically get that warm, fuzzy feeling, she helped me. They're going to take your card, they're going to remember what you did, and chances are they're going to reconnect with you and say, I really appreciated what you did. Is there anything that we could do to help you?
And it was a pleasure for me to meet them
Absolutely.
too. It was a new contact for me, so
Yeah.
it really is a win-win.
Yeah, it's easy. Now, you and I have, we've known each other for a bit, right?
Yeah.
There's a similarity between us. You and I both have the same, I'm going to say, kind of style. We're very outgoing, and we are the kinds of people that break the ice. So sometimes people go, oh my God, they're too strong,
Yep.
I don't want to be near them. And sometimes they go, gosh, I got to follow this person because they're going to make me feel really good.
Yeah.
So I would like to be able to say to you, okay, what can I do to help you? And you, I think, want to say, well, what can I do to help you?
That's
so
right.
I'm going to give you the gift. I'm going to write about you. Okay, because this program should be probably, I can send you all kinds of interviews if you're interested.
That's awesome.
So
Yeah.
if you said to me, well, Donna, I'm looking for people who are in the following industries, I probably got them.
Yeah.
I can make the introduction. You can see if they fit. If they do fit, good points for me.
Right.
Good points for you. Good for them.
And you know, the whole reason for me wanting to do this show in the first place is really to showcase people and their businesses and
Lovely.
what they do. Because in business, you have to be persistent.
Absolutely.
And if we're persistent, it pays off. Connecting with people pays. And really, it's just how can we each help each other
Isn't
to
that
get the word
nice?
out.
Can I give you a couple of helpful hints?
Absolutely, that'd be great.
Okay. I brought the 12 crucial consumer trends for 2012. If anyone is interested, I'm happy to share those trends. Now, if it's a business person, if it's an organization, those trends are important in raising awareness and growing your business.
Absolutely.
It could be that those 12 crucial trends could be people who are practicing and doing whatever those trends are, and they could be great interviews. As a journalist, I get all this stuff.
Yeah.
So that makes me more valuable than someone who's standing next to me. Not because I'm bigger or better, but because I have stuff.
Information. Well, this sheet here, you know, that you gave me is just a wealth of information. And Donna, where can they get this?
It's all my list of
It's called
resources.
Read Me First.
Read Me First. It's a list of resources. Laurie, it's dynamite. If you want to be on a government board, I've given you the addresses for provincial and federal boards. I will help you to walk you through what you do in order to find out whether there's a board that suits you,
Yeah.
and how do you get to it. Because I know I've sat on these boards.
Like this is a quick reference guide for anything
Absolutely.
that you need.
And they're all email websites or email addresses, and there's always either a key connection or a little description.
Well, you sure do know how to connect people and connect businesses and help other people win.
I do.
And thanks for being on the show, Donna.
Fabulous.
You've been a wealth of information. And how can people find out more about you?
Well, they can go to my website, www.connectuscanada.com. They can call me, 905-337-9578. My office is in Oakville. It's 323 Kerr Street, Suite 202. And I am going to be in Hamilton for a McMaster conference on the 25th, I think. And I will be back. I'm going to be doing an IEP conference, and that is for international educated professionals, and that's in downtown Toronto, and they're expected between 1,500 and 2,000 people.
Well, thanks very much for being here and sharing your knowledge.
That
We
was
really
great.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
So if you want to know how to connect, you want to connect with Donna. Thanks for being here, and if you know anybody that would like to be on the Persistence Pays TV show, be sure to visit me at persistencepays.ca.